Good evening and welcome to the May 13th meeting of the Agricultural Advisory Board for Oconee County. If we could, I'd like to call the meeting to order, and if we could have a moment of silence. At this time, I would like to ask our board representative from District 5, Charlie Whiten, to give our invocation, followed by our pledge.
Let's pray. Dear Lord, as I come to you tonight, Lord, we're so thankful to live in a country that we do, that we have the freedoms that we do, to farm, to have agriculture in this county, Lord. Lord, I just pray for the ones that's been hit over Nebraska, through Oklahoma, Kansas, by these tornadoes. The storms in the south, Lord, you know who they are, you know who's hurting. I just pray you'll touch them and comfort them as only you can. Go with us as we make the decisions we need to be made for agriculture in our county. Be with our state and our leaders. Be with the national leaders, Lord. Show them the way they need to go. In the name of Jesus, I pray.
Amen.
It's not working, and I have to figure out what's going on.
Okay,
So give me just a second.
we will wait.
Did you want to chop those?
Yeah, I got a pit though, fellow that used to own this, he had a pit put in, he used to do corn. I just don't know nothing about doing it, you know?
Yeah, I just study up on the grass a little bit. I mean, it's not
No question.
much different than anything else.
Would you go through, say, go through today and go in this more conditioner, let it sit in the more, pick it up and chop it?
Yeah, I don't even know how long you'd really have to let it go, to be honest with you.
Hey, the audio.
You would think that.
Because if you just put it in those bales, even if you was wrapping it, making haylage, 48 hours at the most, that's
Right,
what you'd need on that stuff.
yeah.
Probably not even that much.
Yeah, usually they say about 24 hours, because you know what's the
I was reading something on alfalfa here, a little bit. Old James Reed up here, his first cutting alfalfa, he wrapped it.
Yeah,
That's what I told him, about 24 hours.
Okay, really?
you know,
It just
I
says,
think he
hey,
usually
something
sprays
came
a
up,
little
sorry.
bit too,
I'll
doesn't
read
he?
it.
And if you're wrapping, so it has to, would it?
That spray,
We're just gonna keep rolling.
Okay.
We'll take care of it tomorrow.
it ain't worth it.
Sorry.
You're doing a fine job.
All right, I'm going to say the pledge.
Let's do it. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The next item on our agenda is the approval of the minutes, but I would like to take just one moment to welcome our newest member who was just approved by County Council, and that is Miss Natalie Arnold. She will be representing District 4, and we're excited to have her. So I'm going to, if you've got just a second, I'll let you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit, and then we'll approve our minutes.
I am Natalie Arnold Hoxett, and I run my family's farm, Chostoy Farms, in Westminster, South Carolina, and am a fourth-generation farmer that farms cattle and poultry.
Awesome. Well, welcome to the Ag Board. We're glad to have you. I would like to get the motion to approve our minutes from our April 8th meeting that was at the Farm Center. It was our town hall meeting with District 3. Rex Blanton is our representative for that district. He's not here, but I would like to thank him and the Farm Center Board for allowing us to host the meeting there. If we could get a motion to approve the minutes as submitted.
Make a motion.
Charlie made the motion. I need a second.
I'll second.
Trent, second. All in favor, if you'll signify by saying aye and raising your hand. Aye. It's unanimous. All right, moving on. We do not have any public comment for this meeting? Okay. So, wanted to bring the discussion about the agricultural school contest. We were going to do an elementary school contest, which we had said we would do in the fall. But we had the middle and high schools that we wanted to do in the spring. And just with timing and everything, and for them to get their recognition, it did not work out. So I would like to propose, and we can discuss it, for us to move all of the contests to the beginning of the school year, that September, October timeframe, and let them be recognized by county council, either at the fair, they can present their work, or however we want to set it up, but they need to be recognized, school winners and then overall county winners. And the planning department, and they do have new members now, so there will be enough to judge those contests. So we just need it in a form of a motion that we move that, and we can move forward with changing that. So, and if you want to discuss it, we can discuss what we're doing or how we're doing. But didn't want it to get dropped, just wanted to make sure that we moved it out.
I'll make a motion to move the agricultural school contest for high school, middle school, and elementary to be held in the fall.
Okay. Do we have a motion on the table? Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Trent seconds that motion. Can everyone in favor signify by raising their hand and saying aye? Aye. It's unanimous. Okay. In February, when the educators came to our meeting, we had some real good dialogue and discussions. Since that time, we have done quite a bit of work in the background. We had several of the educators from one of the high schools has been so kind as to present their external final report from last year, which now they're working on their final report for this year, for the what is known as the South Carolina Agricultural Education Act, and it's the extended contracts. Now, one of the things that was discussed when those educators came here was that in Oconee County, we do not do what is commonly known in the ag realm as 240 contracts. In Oconee County, they do 220 contracts. And we're really talking about 20 days. But if you look at the report, and it's a public report, I'm not going to mention names just because I feel like it's private. But in this particular case, and I'll pass down both ways, and if y'all would just pass back, because I told them that we would continue to work on this. If you look at the total paid hours and then the total unpaid hours, you can see the huge discrepancy. And you can look at the whole report, everybody's welcome to. In the fact of that these teachers, this particular teacher, works right at, it's one report totally, works right at 800 to 1,000 hours more than what's actually paid. So they would well work over their even 240 days, if you look at it. So I told them, and that team of teachers at that school have been very forthcoming. They've been very helpful. They've communicated. In talking with Dr. Thorsland, he has been great. He said that he would be willing to sit down and have a conversation if we could show him, in like a calendar, in proof or some documentation that shows exactly how we justify the need for the extra 20 days. And whether it gets approved this year or not, at least he's willing, and I give him credit for that, to sit down and look at the need. we want to promote agriculture, we got to teach it. We talked about that, and that was the whole purpose for having the elementary school kids here with ag in the classroom. West Oak Middle has a great middle school program. Haven't met those teachers or got to talk with them, but I think they would be willing to submit their program. I think it's a good starting point. And I really do commend these teachers for giving us this teacher for giving us the information. She has been very helpful. So, wanted to bring that update to you. I copy Elise and James on everything, and they know that I've kind of let them know the update of where we're at with Dr. Thorsland, and the teachers know. So they're compiling their data and getting it back to us, and when they do, then we will call for that meeting. And I'm happy if anybody wants to go with me to that meeting, I'm good with that. I know we just can't have more than 3 of us go. We can go as a committee, but we can't have the 4th one because then we would be a quorum.
When's the meeting?
Whenever they get the meeting, when they get the material back to us, then I will contact Dr. Thorsland, and he said he would be happy to sit down and talk with us.
Okay. I'd like to know when it is scheduled.
I will make sure that everybody knows, and then, like I said, 3 of us can go. I'm good with that. You know, I feel like sometimes it's better to have more people involved to get your point across.
Mhm.
So, but he was very nice and said he would sit down and have a talk with us about it. So, any questions? But I think that is their argument, or at least that is that teacher's argument. And I do know that the other teacher that teaches with her has just about the same report. Of course, doesn't do as much because not being paid, but does a lot more than the 190 with the contract.
Is this contract, I'm sure this is a question that we'll have answered through the meeting with Dr. Thorsland, but are these contracts subject to a case-by-case, teacher-by-teacher basis, or are they going to be uniform for the county?
I've been told both ways. I have been told that they can't do for one school that they don't do for another school. But then I've been told that like they also have the cake program that is at the Career Center, and I think that's a totally different program. I can't 100% answer that, but I would argue that they need to be on a case-by-case, school-by-school base, because, and I think Chris answers a lot of this. I've kind of bugged his ear too, since he's our liaison with Clemson Extension. There's a lot of them, and Chris, you can jump in at any point and correct me if I'm wrong. There's a lot of programs that are done that don't require some things as much as other programs, or.
Yeah, it's gonna really depend. I mean, it's like West Oak a few years ago had an active livestock showing team.
Right.
That takes a lot more work through the summer and everything else, getting those animals ready. Any school that have animals or a year-round greenhouse type situation or something along those lines, we're gonna require a little bit more work throughout the summertime and those additional days.
And I think that's where a lot of it's coming from. And then they do, don't they, I saw on one of the reports, I think it was this
FFA
week.
camps that they've also, I know multiple schools
They've-
have taken the kids to the
Right.
FFA camps, and that's an entire week that the
Exactly.
teacher
Right.
has to commit to.
And that was marked off on here too. Also, there was the discussion of, they do ag days at the farm center with
Which are
the,
very long and.
Heritage Fair. And I think those probably start out, from what I understand and looking at reports and journals and talking with them, and I haven't gotten all the information in, but from my understanding, you know, it requires being at the school at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning to be hooking up, to getting everything ready to be at the farm center by 8 o'clock.
And they've done farm days at local elementary schools and the high school. I would say the high schools probably have the most intensive, though, need for the teachers.
For the
to-
240 contracts, right. So I've told them that, you know, we would continue. We've not forgotten them. I know that at this present time, Tessa, and I'm going to say something and get my hand slapped because I got it slapped last time. but this is what the county calls them. They give the extended contract to the lead teacher at each high school. And I know that the ones that are on the 190s, that is offensive because they're co-workers and they're working right beside them. I get that, but that is how the school district views it right now. Are we trying to help with that, to change that? Yes. One thing that I thought was interesting, and I think, and I'll go on record with this one, so just like with coaching, coaches get X number of dollars on a stipend. And with that being said, these teachers also, in taking the kids to camp, have their CDLs. They drive the bus. So that saves $25 an hour for the bus driver, or whatever the pay, I don't know what the pay rate is. My point is, instead of that money just being, and I get saving it for the program, that should be part of a stipend for those teachers. Maybe the 190 teachers or whatever. Maybe there should be a way in there that they can be supplemented for their extra work. That's just kind of my thought. If they've gone above and beyond, and I know it costs the school district to get the CDLs. I'm sure they're having to pay for those. But I do think if they're saving that money, then there may be a way to, like a coach's stipend. I mean, it's not a coach, but that's what I'm saying. Like, what is it, $6,500, $7,500 to coach?
You know, I'm not sure now.
If you're doing these like livestock shows and this different stuff, that's almost like being a coach.
Right.
So it seems like there should be some way that we can tailor or create some kind of
system.
yeah,
Right.
a system for that, for extracurricular.
Well, just like I noticed, one little girls that showed at the house signed to go to Tarleton State, part of A&M in Texas. She got a ride out there. And her ag teacher was sitting beside her. And I was like, you know, that's great, but she hauls by herself. Been there, done that. I paid for every, you know, that's that trailer you're talking about, that living quarters trailer. And those entry fees, that's mom and daddy. That's great, the school gets to take credit for it. But West Oak has had, I can name 3 off the top of my head in the past 3 years. So it's great that you're taking credit for those scholarships. How about let's give some money back to those kids, the teachers, you know, because they are, if they were showing cattle, like when Holly went, then they are coaching. You're right. So maybe if that can be our homework, think about how we could package something for the school district to understand, you know, on Friday night and Saturday night, they're showing cattle, and they're going to be at Crescent High School because they have a colored pen. And that's where part of that money, you know, where part of that time is going. So, anyway, that's kind of the update, but that's where we are with Dr. Thorson. So, thank you, Chris, for your input. So.
I think if we make knowledge of, you know, the need, I think they'll go along, because there's different events now held up because the teachers can't go. The elevator, we want to go tour it with the kids, you know. Just going on field trips, when we're cutting grain or cutting soybeans or whatever, they say, well, can't get, you know, how much time can we spend?
Right.
It shouldn't be a limit on it, you know. We're talking about, you know, agriculture here, we need to.
Well, that's one way we can promote it is if, and I was pretty impressed, I don't know if y'all look back at that, the front page, I know I had flipped it, but according to this particular school, it's not this current year, but this current year enrolled in agriculture, and I think this is a good thing, we have 228. They're not duplicates, that's 228 students, and she has 253 FFA members. So, you know, I think that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
You know, that's one school. I would like to see our total for all of the schools, but I think that's pretty good in high school. So that's kind of, and that's why we want to continue to promote it, so. But that's where the update is, and I will let you guys, I will send it to Elise as soon as we know so that she can send it out to all of y'all, or her or James, because I can't send it to everybody. And then we can figure out when everybody, can go. So I told them that we would continue to work on it, and they did thank us. They actually said, even if you can't get it this year, at least if it'll start talking and we can look at it for the future, we're thankful. So that's where we are. Okay. That's really all I had. I'll take time, if y'all have anything that needs to be brought up. Tessie, you want to start on your end? Do you have anything as far as a board member that we need to?
Sure. Well, I'll just update you on the food council. So we were having our May 29th farmers breakfast. It was going to be at Newry General Store, but we found out a few days ago that they are closed indefinitely. So we are likely to have it at the Blue Ridge Community Center, kitchen, dining hall area, or the extension building. But we're meeting this week to nail down the details. It's going to be a farmer or a producer to market networking event. So we're going to be bringing in different markets that are looking for producers to sell their goods. We're going to have FSA people. They're coming out to talk about the certifications available, such as GAP, Certified South Carolina, and the cost share programs available. So you don't have to pay the whole fee for the certification. And we're also having Meredith Rice from Feed and Seed. They have a GAP certified kitchen in the county, and they have a grant to buy wholesale from producers to send out to people as food boxes. So she's going to come talk about their program and also the availability of their GAP certified kitchen for people to use. And then the last update on the Food Council is that we were approved our equipment grant, and that is going towards the Blue Ridge Community Center kitchen, which all the equipment is for value-added commissary production, so that kitchen we're moving it towards becoming a kitchen that can be rented out for value-added products. So that's what we're doing there. May 29th, 7:30, somewhere, is the next farmer's breakfast.
So-
But yeah, we'll be making flyers and putting those out.
And when you say Blue Ridge Community Kitchen, that's the one in Seneca, correct?
Yes.
It used to be the old Blue Ridge.
Yes, it used to be the school, it's the community center now, and they, we host cooking classes there every Thursday.
Right.
And they've been working on Coach Quick, Rodney Quick,
Right.
and Christian Thormos, he's cooked most of our breakfasts for us. They are the two that are heading up that project.
I think that's great, and
It
I'm
is.
glad that that's moving forward. I know when they had the community gardens and some things kind of started falling through, they were concerned. So I think
Yeah.
that's good.
I think and we're thinking about having the breakfast there to kind of also show people this is here and this is going to be available.
I think that's a great idea. Great job with the Food Council too,
Thank
by
you.
the way. We enjoy, I think it's, like you said, it's coming along, it's doing exactly what it was intended for. It's a great service for the citizens of Oconee County.
We're doing our best.
Doing a good job.
Make sure at the start.
Charlie?
I have a couple of things. About a year ago or better, we started looking at our county roads and our state roads, getting in pretty bad shape. Limbs over the roads, mailboxes too close to the road. If you have a hay baler or hay rake or anything like that, if you're meeting cars, the mailbox some of the mailboxes were being hit. And we're working with the county, they're cutting some roads and cutting some back, and the state's starting to, but we've been meeting with Columbia, with the Farm Bureau, and they're sending out lists of road numbers that really need attention. If y'all can give me a list of roads that y'all have, we've already sent a list of probably 70 roads to the Farm Bureau to send to the DOT to have some stuff fixed on it. Like I say, limbs, if it's bad potholes, whatever needs to be maintenance on that thing. And the biggest thing that's come up around the Oakway area, and I don't know if y'all have any problem anywhere in the county, but weight limits on bridges. And all of our equipment's, the combines weigh 40,000 pounds. The tractors weigh anywhere from probably 20 to 35,000 pounds, and then you got a weight limit on the bridge at 3 tons. This is the one on Snow Creek Road that my farm is on, and I was sharing that before the meeting. If you have an ambulance that needs to come across that bridge, that's for Mercy vehicles also, and a fire truck, if they need to come to my chicken houses, if Seneca wants to come and help, if one of my chicken houses was to catch fire, it would take them probably 10, 15 minutes to come around 2459 to even get to a farm. This really needs to be, I feel like, took in consideration. If I need an ambulance in a hurry, they can't even come across, because I guess the ambulance probably weighs 13,000, 14,000 pounds. They're already over the weight. And I was sharing with Kim a couple of weeks ago on Snow Creek Road, before you get to the bridge coming from Oakway, there was a tractor trailer. They have no warning signs before you get to the bridge. There's none on 24 and none on Dave Nix Road. And the tractor trailer, you go around the curve to the bridge. I got pictures of it here, but the tractor trailer was backing up the hill because he got down there and saw those weight limits, and he said, well, I can't go across it. So he was backing up the hill to Snow Creek Church Road to go down that way, and that's unheard of, y'all. We need better than that. That's a wreck looking for a place to happen, and I don't see why the weight limits are so low on these bridges. I don't understand.
The letter you were talking about going to, that we'd worked on, that y'all had worked on, I think we got that's gonna be about 2 years ago now, because I wasn't chairing then, and I remember it kept going out and back, and finally it came back like the first few months, and I said, let's get it off our plate, let's get it to somebody, and I know it was sent to county, who then forwarded, Amanda was nice enough to forward it on to state. If that is an issue, Elise, would it be possible to pull that letter and look at it? And let's see if we could possibly change some things. Could that come back up? And
Yeah, we'll have to, I'll have to get with James,
okay.
just to verify, but when he returns,
Okay.
see about it.
Maybe what we could do is review it at our next meeting actually will be, District 4's Town Hall, will it not?
I believe so.
Can you look at
Rachel's
that?
last.
Natalie, I'm sorry, I'm gonna give you homework day one. Sorry.
Yeah, it should be District 4.
Okay, so normally, let me get the letter out of the way. If we could have that letter sent to all of us, don't really want to take away from the town hall forum for June.
Yeah.
But if everybody could have it to look at it and review it,
Okay.
is that okay with y'all, to just review it? Need to see what it says, but need to figure out what we need to change in it to help Charlie out. I understand they're cutting right-of-ways, that was the issue, was the height.
Yeah.
Clearing the tree height then. We really need them to, if bridges are an issue, I understand they're starting to post that everywhere, but if they're really an issue and there's an issue with that bridge, we need warning signs other places, so we need to relook at that letter to
Okay.
draft it. Because we gotta move equipment, like, he couldn't even move a combine right now if he needed to go down that road. So if you could pull that, that would be great.
Sure.
And to you, Natalie, so sorry. So
Yay.
last year, the Ag Advisory Board voted to take the meetings to the public, kind of like what the Food Council's doing. And so June was marked for District 4. And it can be anywhere in your district that you choose. Last time, I think Josh had chosen the Madison area.
Okay.
But if, like where the farmer's breakfast was, is that your District 4?
That's kind of on the
It's like 4 or
line.
5.
Because that's right on the line. I can see about if there's somewhere in the Westminster area that we
Okay.
could have one.
Wherever you would like.
Okay.
And then if you can communicate with Elise and
Okay.
James,
I can do that.
and they will, Elise does a great job on the flyers, and then she'll send it out to all of us, and we have an email list, and then whoever else you want it advertised with.
Okay.
And then, because what we're there for is like in District 5, Charlie had a pretty rowdy group of farmers. And we
Surely
heard
not
from
fun.
them. The Farm Board in District 3 expressed their concerns with funding and different things for the Barn Center. There was quite a few of them there. So that's, and it's for your constituents.
Okay.
So if you need help, please ask. I'll be happy
That sounds.
to help you anyway. I can, just kind of thinking off the top of my head, sometimes Blue Ridge Electric will allow, and if you want to do that, I'll be happy to help you with that. Do you have a connection there?
Yeah, I can ask.
Okay, all right. If you need help with that, let me know.
Okay.
I'm just thinking, because I know that I've been to several meetings in that center, and they've redone it, so I think there is a pretty big meeting room. So
Okay.
however you want to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you have to do there, just
No, that's a great idea. I hadn't
Just
even thought of that.
trying to think of where you
Absolutely.
could go.
No, that sounds good.
And
Thank
sorry
you.
we're doing it to you. So sorry.
That's okay.
But
That's
that's
okay.
where our
Uh-huh.
June meeting will be.
Okay.
And then Charlie, we'll review that. And I didn't mean to cut you off if there was something else you wanted to say about that. But we'll review that letter and then see what we can do. I would say in the meantime, you guys tell me what y'all think. I think just talk to our representatives, Bill, and Thomas, because it's a state issue. And where is our, I think you told me, but our highway commissioner is no longer local. I know it's not Eddie.
She's in Greenwood.
Okay.
The problem I see, if they posted a lot of bridges and they have low tonnage on them, and if there is a problem with that bridge, they need to get under it and fix it and make it where it's passable for what we use it for.
Then
That, you don't have to replace the bridge,
Right.
just whatever's made it have this low tonnage, just fix it. Get on with it.
well, maybe we can, it is an election year, maybe we can contact, if whoever you want, choose a representative, state representative, whatever, and see, because that is important, especially with emergency vehicles and farm equipment, we need to be able to get across those bridges.
Like I say, even ambulance.
Right. It's important. So thanks for bringing that to our attention. We will work on it, and we'll just try to communicate with each other about that. Trent?
Yeah.
You're good. Trent's our Facebook hero. Our new celebrity, as Chris called him. That was a great article about his grass-fed bed.
It's very kind of them to do it.
That was very nice. I think, I would like to see them do more of that for the Farm Center. I think that would help get the word out. I think that was a great thing.
Yeah, very kind of them.
Chris, anything we needed to be updated on you have for Clemson?
Nothing that I'm aware of right now. Nothing pressing.
We have a new, well, she's not really new anymore, extension 4-H person.
We do have a new 4-H, Lillian Ledford is her name. She joined us about a month ago roughly. So we do have a new 4-H agent on staff.
I think that will be good in helping promote ag in the county as well. So thank you for all y'all do. Please let your staff know we thank them. We don't necessarily come by there and bug them a lot, but we do thank
Come on
them.
by.
We do thank them, and we thank you for volunteering. Does anybody have anything else? If not, can we have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion.
Second? All in favor?